regard living in a community, which is a very working class community, right? And that nowadays that would be very unusual. And I just wanted to maybe to talk about. I know there was a sergeant in this area before you moved in. What was it way back?
He was inside Kendi Road or not in the square.
Yeah.
Apparently, yeah. I don't know who he was actually at the time. Yeah.
So I mean, why did you move in here? How did it happen? Was that? I mean, was it just by accident? Or how did it happen?
Well, I had a house over in Avondale one time, and I sold it, bought a site outside the country. Went for planning permission. Things went wrong, like, you know. So, we had a house rented out in Clamorden, and I was asked by the housing officer at the time, a Johns Park man, would I like to live in Johns Park? There was a house going, and that they would like to see a guard in the parish.
So it was the housing officer?
The housing officer asked me would I be interested in taking a house in Johns Park on the rent. I said, no bother, I go out and have a look at it. So come in here, the house is vacant. 3 bedrooms, sitting room, whatever, kitchen. Small room, small kitchen now, as we explained to you. And we came in, and we looked out the back window, and we didn't know what was beyond the shed in the back. There's loads of shrubs and loads of fruit trees, and the people before us was Mrs. Goskell. Goskell, yeah. He used to have Mark from New York.
Yes,
he's
Gossip.
Gossip.
No, Gloucester.
Gloucester. Yeah.
Gloucester.
He was the husband was mayor of the Waterford one time. So it was lovely. We moved in. We started to.
The housing officer put the idea to you that you could live in the community.
Yeah.
But you didn't see anything wrong with that.
No. Should I come from a similar background?
Okay.
And I knew I was playing soccer for Johnville up the road, and a good few of the lads would have known me. So the washing machine lads.
Don't worry about it.
But anyway, I was familiar with a lot of the people in the park, and I got involved with the community at one stage there, then in the early stages. Mick Heffernan and the boxing club there with Breeny Whale and a few more of the lads there, you know, local lads. I got involved with helping them out, you know, did a bit of it myself, so just to be involved. And then I got involved with the under-16s up in Johnville. My own sons have 6 kids. One of them was born with, no, he wasn't born here, he was born just before he came in, he was only 1. And all my lads played soccer for Johnville, so my interests were at that stage up Johnville, looking after getting some of the young fellas from around the place, looking after a few of them, getting into trouble, do you know what I mean? Like us all, I was no angel myself. So I had an understanding with the people, you know what I mean? There was nobody looking down on anybody here.
Yeah.
They were all decent people, hard-working people, great community. In every community you'll find half dozen undesirables, but you have to learn how to deal with them. So I tried helping the best I could, and I used to come out here on the beat here at night time and keep an eye on the houses and people called the house. I was probably doing community policing before it was actually put on the market, and there was a lot of good people here now in the park at the time, doing great work, volunteers. There was families here, do you know what I mean? Getting involved as well. Like, I'm only a small dot in the bigger picture, and as you said, you'll be talking to a lot of these, and they were all very helpful, and Jane used to be on the door there, like, people come to see me about their sons or daughters or have a bit of a problem with something, and I used to fix up things if I could, you know what I mean?
So like
provided they didn't go.
After work,
they'd be knocking at the door. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt again, can I knock off the dishwasher? You don't move, you're perfect, I can do it from there.
Yeah.
Okay, so they'd be saying, my Johnny's getting into trouble, blah blah,
yeah.
And you'd have a chat with them and see
yeah.
what you could do.
And then they got summonses for small things, simple drunkenness, disorderly conduct or something like that, shouting in the street, you know what I mean. I'd interview, I'd have a chat with him, and I often give him the other, no summons, but maybe a clip or something. You know, grab them and march them home and tell their parents, like, give them a chance, you know.
So try and give them a scare.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That was the old system. Yeah. It's a different job now, and it's difficult for the girls now to be doing what we were doing. Do you know what I mean?
And then what was the story then? Say if you were living in the community and you got to know all that.
Yeah.
But then when you went up to the station, what was their attitude to John's Park? Would they be...
Well, I don't know when John's Park then, in the 70s, like before the 70s, it was kind of, I think they had a name on it, Waterford City. Do you know what I mean? You have to come in 2s and 3s again. You know what I mean?
What was it called?
Waterford City. So it's some of the locals something, you know what I mean? But
and what was that, Waterford City?
I have the clue. It's so dark, I suppose. The lighting up here wasn't the best compared to Dunmore Road, maybe. But you know, they had the good little fellas that might be causing a bit of buzz. So. But the guards were came out in the patrol car.
But they'd be a bit nervous about coming out here.
Some occasions they might have been. You know, there's a couple of guards assaulted out here. And my car was vandalised when I came out first. It's only an old Volkswagen Beetle at the time. A couple of the wheels got done, and another time the front window was smashed in by a stone. We caught the fellas now, and the fella that broke the window, he got a bit of time for it, like, but he had other things as well. So, like, I had nothing against them, but it's just that when they got drink and stuff like that, they said, "Mind, I was the easy pick." So, but I met these people. They gave me the grief, and we sorted it out.
And was there ever, like, did your wife ever say, "Look, let's get out of here"? Or?
No, Jane was very supportive, and I tell you, my wife was a big wheel behind me. Like, she did a lot of work here and rearing the kids, 6 of them, and she had tough times. I was on night duty. You know what I mean? And no, she was kind of well respected in that. Not time somebody pass a comment there, maybe. The kids got a bit of grief, piglets and all that. And down at the wall there that goes across the Kilcoan, the dog Johnny Cleary, the pig, and one of my dogs got a bit upset one time about it. You know what I mean? I said, just let him run in. People who are doing that are afraid of me, maybe. You know what I mean? That's the only way they can get back at me.
Yes.
So, but like as I said, the general population here were decent people. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of them kind of struggling with life, trying to rear their families and trying to put something on the table. Employment was, you know what I mean, it wasn't too far removed from what it is today. But I enjoyed it here, and my Jane wouldn't leave it. Yeah. Look what we've done here from the small house. Like Jane, this is Jane's dream, you know what I mean?
This new extension.
Yeah, she put that together. Yeah. And my son-in-law, who's from John's Park, David Sheridan, down the road, across from the Butler community, David did that wall there and that pillar. And he did that. That was his first job, that wall there, as an apprentice.
And you mentioned there about Butler Community Centre, but you know the man Butler, that's called that?
John Butler, yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about him?
No, I barely knew him now because he was one of the men behind the Butler Community Centre, and he was a great parish man. He was involved in the parish church there and the building of that as well. He was a great organiser, a kind of good sort of a union man, put it that way, in a sense. Do you know what I mean? He was able to negotiate and very intelligent. And but I met him, like his sons. I know his sons well, Anthony and John, and the daughters as well. I don't know their names at the minute, but like we had several other people in the park, like John Burke up the road there now from me. He was a great man up in Johnville, you know, and great organiser. You had Tommy Kavanagh, and then you had Eddie Dewberry up the top. You know what I mean? They're great people within the club, that in the parish. They kept a lot of these young fellas out of trouble. I wasn't the, you know what I mean, the instigator. I was there on hand and the boys had helped me out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And obviously Johnville then was a very highly respected.
Oh, successful, yeah. Oh, it's one of the best teams around in Munster actually. But as I said, great men up there. We had Billy Kelly was a great player and a great committee man. Michael Sullivan, you know, Anthony Brown was there, Dookie Whalen, the O'Briens, you know what I mean? They were all founders. There's people that were involved in the starting of this club. Nipper Dyle down below in Ballytruckle, he was a founder member of it, with a few others. As I said, I wouldn't have their names.
Well, it's great.
But it took a lot of youngsters out of it. And there's very, very talented people came out of here.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Musicians, writers, skilled people in football, soccer. We have along this stretch of road from Hayes' shop there up to the top of the street just around the corner. We have about maybe 7 or 8 internationals, soccer players. They played at different levels. Around the corner then you have, in Kendi Row, you have a few other fellas. Mickey McKay played for Spurs, played for Ireland. My own son Paul played for Ireland in schools and colleges. And up the road you have Kevin Power, you know what I mean? And then down the park further on you have Mock Reed, and you know what I mean? You have hurlers, Bugsy Burns up the top of the road. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have Shell Nolan down Kendi Road, not Shell but Jim Nolan, the art writer. You have a few more artists up top of the road there as well. Very talented musicians, singers. You know what I mean? There's a great runners, Jerry Deegan down the road. You know what I mean? There's lots of other athletes.
Great time.
Yeah.
And what would you say, Johnny, about this idea that the other way now with guards would never live in a working class housing state? You know what I mean? They'd be alien to them. They would prefer to finish work and go home somewhere where you would never meet anybody that's nothing to do with work.
Yeah.
I mean, what would you think about that whole idea of what you did? I mean, would you think that? Do you know what I mean? It's kind of a strange one, isn't it now?
Well, under today's situation, a lot of the guys up there, because the pay, and you know what I mean, they're doing 10-hour shifts now, not any more 8. And they're finding it hard. You find it was hard to get in with the community, because they're coming in at 6 or 7, they're finishing at 4, they're home. They have to drive 20, 30 miles, some have to even go further. So, you know what I mean? How could they get involved with the community? Now, I remember there was a chief superintendent here who later became an assistant commissioner. I'm not blowing my own coal now or anything like that, but I'm saying, he said to me one time, Johnny, he says, you're going to be a man of the people. He said, you stay with the people, we get somebody else to do the other jobs. So he wanted me to be out there talking to the people. You know what I mean? Any things were going on, I was nearly, Johnny, go out there to Bally. I was out in Ballybeg for 3 years, community policing as well. I set up a few things out there as well. I was a founder member of the boxing club. Set up a few events. Tipperary or Waterford hurling team played an All-Ireland Garda team in relation to a tragedy that happened out there, a house that was burned and a child's life was taken in fundraising. You know, the great priest out there at the time, Father Rogers. Like here, down below at the great parish, Father Jim Corn, Father Condon. Do you know what I mean? There was lots of good people drifted in, and like, I wouldn't, like, my home was similar. Where I lived in Thurles, it was a similar, hard-working people living. I was used to this. Me to move out to a place was, I wouldn't be too pushed. Yeah. This house was heaven to us, and that's what we walked on it, and we had good times here. So, and we raised my family here, and I said Jane was there.
And you came originally from Thurles?
And Jane did too, yeah. Yeah.
Did you meet up there?
Yeah.
Okay. And you moved down to Waterford?
45 years ago, huh?
Did you move to here because of your job?
Well, I was in Dublin for 3 years in Blanchardstown, and we got married in 71. I was up there 71. We got married and came down. Jane was expecting, so up in Dublin at the time was, you needed transport, you had to go get a house, so you had to go outside the, do you know what I mean? My pay packet at the time was, I think it was only £11 a week or something. So I looked for a transfer down the country. and I nominated Waterford City. It was the division. I couldn't get my own part of that, so I had Cork second, and you know what I mean. So I got Ferrybank. I came to first. I was in Ferrybank for a year and a couple of months. I played hurling football for them over there. Good parish too. These nice people over there. Got on all right. A few fellas here and there were a little bit, but we got around it and solved out a few issues. And then I came across here to Ballybrick, and it was only after being opened, not too long before that. And life went on from there then. I was involved in a lot of other stuff, like, you know, clubs to play rugby. And I played hurling for Ballygunner. Played soccer for John.
And in relation to you lads out here that were getting into trouble and all that, I mean, St. John's Park had a tough reputation for it.
Oh, they had, yeah.
I mean, do you think that was well deserved, or do you think it was kind of overblown and all that kind of stuff?
Well, like, the facts are there, like, you know what I mean? You can't deny that people were arrested and people were dealt with in the courts. And as I said, it was tough here before I came on the scene. I was coming in, like, after maybe 10 years or maybe more, and it was a new kind of new system of policing. Johnny, we got regions. So I went up to John's Park because I was familiar with every Brady's pub, candy store. You know what I mean? I used to drink a pint in Brady's more often than the candy, but I went in there and, you know what I mean? You meet these guys that be on the street maybe, call you have a chat with them, how are you getting on? And salute and give them a little bit of respect, and you get it back, like, you know what I mean? Don't be too, you know what I mean, overpowered. Some people might get a uniform and get carried away, but keep your feet in the ground and you get respect back, like, you know. And
which is brilliant. It's a brilliant
idea.
idea.
Yeah, well, like, you know what I mean? Problems hit people. No work, health-wise, you know what I mean? And people get depressed, and, you know what I mean? It's hard to try and rear a family, and there's big families out here, you know what I mean? And people found it hard to, do you know what I mean, to settle with that. And there was a, you know what I mean, a little bit of rebellion took place with some of them because they didn't have the same as everybody else or something. You know what I mean? There's just a means of getting back and get the person that has the car. There's very few cars over here then, you know. But as I said, of great people, and I keep saying that all the time, that, and all my kids were reared here, and they grew up with the tough, rough, and they mixed it, you know what I mean, up with training there. They got a bit of grief as well from some of the lads that be playing in the pitch with. They could be playing with them next Sunday, and they'd be up training with them, you know what I mean? But great fellas up there doing the training, keeping discipline, maybe throwing around a little bit. I could come up in the patrol car. I suppose I don't know whether I get into trouble for this, but I often turned up in the motorbike, drive up through the pitches there, move a few more of them if they're causing any hassle. Then I might go down and put the bike into the dressing room, I'll tug out and go and play the match. And come off and give me a radio to some fella on the sideline. If they hear 5-7 call, they give me a shout. I got a yellow card one day for it. Yeah, a fella said, "Hey Johnny, they're calling 5-7 here." And I ran off the pitch and I said, "Well, I'm taking a statement out here in John's Park. I'm on my break at the minute." And the referee, Jim Grant was the referee, and he called, "Hey Johnny, what are you doing walking off the pitch? You know, you get permission to do that." I said, "That's the phone." There you go now. I got a yellow card. Sure, everybody laughed at the idea, but you know, I was breaking their laws, not the Garda laws. So maybe it was. Yeah, no, but as I said, a lot of incidents with the paddy wagon that I used to bring a few of them to the matches and whatnot. Morris Hayes next door. Morris was a gentleman. Great parish man as well. He reared a family out there by fair play to him, and there was no wall there. It was just a wire, a couple of strings of wire, and the arches were open at the time. They were able to climb in over the path, and went to Rob Morris's, and two were up my backyard around 2 o'clock one morning, and Paul and John heard the noise, and I went downstairs and put on a tracksuit and brought a hurley out. And next thing, two boys were there, and next thing I ran the two. One of them slapped across the leg with it. Oh, they were in their 18s, 16 and 18. I hit the other fella with a butt of the hurley. Marched him into Morris, and Morris had his cut at him, called the girls, and they didn't go to court now or anything like that. They were just warned, come across the road to this side of the town again, you'll be in trouble. Like. And they never came back up again. Actually, I got one of them to play in goals for me in soccer, the fella that hit across the lake. Like. But again, like, they were an easy shot there at Morris's out the back there, getting drinks and whatnot. And as I said, Morris used to have a yellow highest van. And I loaded up and bring them all off to them. I got loaded up Morris. Great man to give us, you know what I mean? A great supporter as well to the. You have days where the kids would be playing up there, bring up sweets and whatnot. So again, another one of the great people in the parish, great working parish, you know, and the great people to back up. You know, we had a problem with caravan up the top of the road there. We all walked around, called the guards, came out. We all go up behind the guards and we just told him, man, he'll have to go. It's not a sight. Next day he was gone. The guards or the corporation or anybody else didn't get involved. Do you know what I mean? They're great supporting people, like, for one another. You know?
Supporting each other.
Yeah. And these tragedies, there was a fair few tragedies. In actual fact, there was a couple of youngsters here that one drowned out in Spain, and another was killed in an accident. They have a soccer tournament every year up in Nottingham, 7-a-side, for these guys, these chaps, the families. And they have a great tournament. Actually, in fact, my son Peter's in America. He was home at the time of the tournament, and he said, "Daddy, can we put in a team? You know what I mean? Just for the support. You pay so much for the team." And to put together all my sons, 2 of my daughters, 2 of my son-in-laws, and the son-in-law to be, and a friend of David Sheridan put in the team. We won the tournament. We went in under. In-laws and outlaws. We won it. And Mrs. Welch, who lives in Kennedy Row, and who was the other person? Mrs. Murphy up to there. They were over in the pub across the way then, and they were delighted that we won it, like the local. And they had packed teams. Some fellas had packed teams because they were playing Premier football in Waterford. And they were making plans for the big do for themselves, and we won it, you see. And all the local people were, "Go on, Johnny, the locals won it, you know." Yeah, and it was great, like, that we did achieve the thing first. With 2 girls, the 2 girls played soccer with John and that. But again, like the way they kind of got around it, all happy that we won it, like, you know what I mean. That as I said.
And you mentioned St. Alfred's Hospital.
Yeah.
I mean, would there ever be any instance when you were a guard, like, of
robbing the
people
archers?
escaped? No, people escaped.
Oh, escaped. Not that I never. No, I had dealings with it one time when there was a fire over there. Right, remember one of the wings went on fire. Okay. But they got nobody injured anyway. But I just had to keep an eye on it, like that, you know, pilfering and that from people outside of John's Park. You know what I mean? That was just the kernel of it, you know.
But generally, you would see the area as being very community orientated.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah. So now there's a lot of new people coming in now.
So it's changing all over again.
Yeah, changing from a new group of people. But again, they are, you know, you have a lot of young people growing up now, and they're all in their teens, early teens, going into, you know what I mean, my own kids, they're living out in almost, but they come in here and they're playing around the street. They're going to school down the Ursuline. I was on the parents committee down there for 20 years. I was in Delassalle College for another 25 years. And I got involved with it. Should I had all my kids going to school? Where better place to be? I keep an eye on them, you know what I mean, and doing what I could for them. Thank God they all turned out well. They weren't all angels now as well. Like, I had to bring the guards out here to have a chat with them, like, you know what I mean? Because bring out the paddy wagon and said some of the lads, you know, but everybody falls off the track. Like growing up, but then you're under pressure, peer pressure from fellas. Go on, rob the orchard, take the bar over the bar of chocolate over the shop. You know what I mean? But now, as I said, they learned.
Yeah.
They got now. The one thing they learned out here is Streetwise. I had Streetwise before I joined the Guards. I was 20, going 23, going 24. And I was rough and ready, you know what I mean? We didn't have, you know what I mean, 6 of us in the family again, you know what I mean? My father was a hard working man in the sugar factory, and he worked second jobs doing gals for people to keep the bread on the table. My mother was a great cook, and she'd make a meal out of skins. But we had to be wise, you know what I mean, on the streets, you know, how to behave, how to watch it, you know what I mean? Got into a few little scrapes here and there, but made us, you know what I mean, sharp and how to spot some trouble. I used to tell the lads when they're ever in town, you're going to be called names, keep walking. And this is put up, you know. I give them all a little bit of few tips on how to defend themselves and that sort of stuff, boxing that. John, second lad now, John was a great athlete now, he ran marathons and all that, good footballer and stuff. But John was well able to look at me, 6'2". Well able, he boxed as well for a bit. And, you know, minded his own business quite, but he would put, you know, like a lot of the fellas in the park, like, you know. But they were all together as a group. I remember one time inside in town, there was some sort of a festival on, they used to have teenage discos. They start at 7 and they finish at 9 or 10. They come from the top of the town. They come John's Park, and I'd be on the beat down at the junction there of the chipper there and the nightclubs there. They'd be all gathering up for chips next to you, start fighting and whatnot. I'd be across the road maybe, pull up, and all the John's Park fellas, I just nominate, call their name out, home. Then I'd know fellas from other parts of town. I said, you home too as well. And the thing about, you're talking about the cars now, the thing about it is local knowledge is the answer to all problems within the Garda. To get enough of that is a winner. Because if you can throw a name at a fella and he's saying a row, he's caught. And if he doesn't do what he's told, sure, I can pick him up tomorrow, I know who he is. But sometimes now with the guards at the minute, they may know the big criminals or that, but they don't know the ones below that. You know what I mean? The smaller fellas coming through. And you have to get to know them as well. And that's the thing that's lacking, I think.
Absolutely.
The local knowledge, getting involved with the community, and that's, you know what I mean.
And Johnny, did you support Tipperary or did you support Waterford?
I'll be Tipperary, man. And I'll be up there next Sunday, I'll be shouting for Tipperary.
Really, still?
And all my kids will be shouting for Waterford.
Will you still be shouting for Tipperary?
Oh yeah, we should have a grandnephew who's on the Tipperary panel. And my nephew, he read the O'Grady, he was notorious for getting into trouble on and off the pitch. He was captain of the Tip team going back to 2007 or something. But,
and just before we finish, the Waterford soccer team was huge back in the 70s.
Yeah.
I mean, we used to laugh about all the lads from John's Park. They never paid to get into these.
You know what it was? Yeah.
But it was a huge influence, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. And it brought, I say, the influence of soccer was hitting John's Park more than anywhere else. Because the boys were claiming the ball, going to the dog track, and they were kicking around the pitch. We used to go there on duty, myself and another fellow used to be, Johnny, give me away from up to the small stand there, up in the very back there, something from throwing apples, oranges, bottles, whatever the case may be. We used to be going up there or keeping an eye. And it was a great time for the Waterford United were going well at the time, and you know what I mean, they were winning the league. And my own son now is actually general manager of Waterford United. But I think he's not going too well. But he's Paul. But he played for himself, so he still has the old.
Yeah, it was a great time.
Oh yeah, and it's great, help for fellas that are showing promise to get. You're Darryl Murphy now, like, you know what I mean. He's Shane Long, he didn't play now, but for them. But the Hunts, you know what I mean. They were the same. The one Noel played for John Will, underage. So a lot of, as I said, good players came out of the area here, and they played for Waterford United, and but as I said, good days they were, and of course we had a few bad days as well. So that was my time here, and please God, I suppose I'll finish up here.
Listen, thanks very much.
No problem.
Cheers.
Thanks.